Hey there, I'm Carrie, the co-founder of Embark. I'm head over heels in love with trekking in the high Andes of Peru and can't wait to get back into those mountains. Join me on our Ausangate Trek in the Peruvian Andes for the next few days.
I'm taking more photos of things that I will never use.
It all starts right here in Cusco, where we take a day or two to acclimatize and let our bodies adjust to the higher elevation, get our bearings.
The average elevation here in Cusco is 3,400 meters, so that's like 11,400 feet. So when you go up 8,000 feet, you could start having some symptoms of altitude sickness.
Cusco is an amazing town and you're gonna love it. It's off to a great start. Driving outside of Cusco and into the beautiful, verdant, lush Valle Sagrado, or Sacred Valley. It's a network of really laid-back towns and villages that are kind of peppering the valley, and it's really authentic and unassuming. I love it there. I feel like I already sinned somehow.
Where are we?
I don't know, but I immediately want to just button up and act right.
You should.
And I also want to touch all of those. All right, day 2 and on to more adventures. We are headed out from our base in Ollantaytambo that sits at around 8,000 feet up to some villages that sit at around 12,000 feet.
How you feeling, Carrie?
Feeling good, my sweatshirt's on, warm, excited to be here, excited to talk to the potato whisperer. The real question of the day is, do you whisper to the potato whisperer? Do I always have to say his name whispering? Maybe.
I guess we'll find out.
I had no idea the magic that we were walking into. Manuel is a 4th-generation farmer from Huatata. He collects ancestral varieties of native potatoes, studying the products from Inca and pre-Inca cultures.
These are super chips because they are fried in very low temperatures.
After we visited him, we continued on to another village across the valley.
Our highest point of today is going to be on the car. We are going to pass by 3,912 meters. That's 12,600 feet roughly.
So the whole kind of point of today is to connect culturally with these really cool, vibrant communities, but also to just continue to get our bodies used to this higher elevation. We had a beautiful visit in this village with these ladies who were super kind and caring with us and sharing us their traditions with their alpaca and llama wool and what they can make with it, which is pretty amazing.
This is the sweater I'm gonna make for you. I'm gonna go take it and run back.
Okay.
Okay, yes, it is go time. It is time for the first day. The Ausangate Trek is set up to be mellow the first day, so we take our time. Our first stop is in one of the 2 communities, the community of Calca, that are responsible for helping build the system of lodges that we're going to be staying in. As you wind your way deeper into the mountain ravines, the road just becomes more and more exposed, and you get the sensation that you're approaching something truly unique. This is the beginning. So if you want a giant inflatable giraffe, you can't get it here, but you can get a lot of woven goods. So we got another kind of lesson in weaving and talked with the ladies about their families and their community of Calca and all of those special details that you don't often get a chance to ask people about if you're just on kind of a run-of-the-mill touristy adventure. The really great thing after visiting with these women is that they have all of their woven products out for you to purchase, which is super cool. You leave feeling like you got something that was made directly by somebody who you got to interact with and not just picked up at the market. You know where it came from. It's very genuine and authentic. After we made our purchases, we got on our packs and started walking straight out from where we had lunch, crossed a river and worked our way up this huge broad valley. starting at around 14,000 feet. So it was kind of slow going, just trying to get our bearings and make sure that we were taking it easy. We only walked a couple miles today, just kind of a leg stretch, but it was a beautiful walk. We worked our way through these huge herds of llamas and alpacas, and it was just super inspirational as like the first scenes of our hike in the Ausangate Mountains. As the sun was starting to set, we made our way to the first lodge, and it was amazing to be welcomed by the staff, hot fire blazing in the wood stove. A very complete day indeed. Just sitting here enjoying myself in the morning in my cozy slippers that you get when you get to your first lodge, made out of llama leather and alpaca wool. And they're so cozy, and if you only go on this trip just for the slippers, you've already won. They're so good. The beds were so cozy with down comforters and hot water bottles inside to keep you all warm and snuggly at night. Needless to say, I slept amazingly. This morning, we woke up to the beautiful sight of the morning sunrise over the Ausangate Range with huge herds of alpacas and llamas grazing below. Our crew, who is staffing the lodge, who is from the local community, they are going to be hiking with us from lodge to lodge. And so they leave the lodge after us, but they hike way faster than us, and they make it to the lodge before we do so that they can get ready for us. After lunch, things kind of got real, I won't lie. That was the hardest day, actually. Definitely feeling the altitude. Trevor was hurting for sure. The chatter that was prevalent up until lunchtime went away after lunch because we had to kind of grind out the last couple miles. It was a pretty torturous uphill. I think we gained like 800 feet at the very end, ascending from 15,000 to 15,800. However, just like the day before, seeing that lodge come into view at the very end made it all go away. The nausea miraculously disappeared at the side of the second lodge, and we made it. We're so glad. It was a great day. Today is a fresh new day. Breakfast is pretty amazing, I'm finding out. Pretty much a 4-course meal, fresh fruits, always carved in the shape of an animal or something funny, and all the coffee I can possibly consume. So this morning, though, was a little bit different, breaking from our usual routine. We had a blessing ceremony to the apus, the mountain gods. A local shaman, which also happened to be one of our horsemen, led the ceremony, which was kind of multifaceted. You had blessing the llamas by splashing them with a little bit of local booze. These are our llamas who carry our stuff from lodge to lodge. Drinking a sip of alcohol and then pouring a little on the ground to Mother Earth. Using coca leaves, a group of 3, and they have to be perfect in shape and they can't be worn or anything. And then finally, there is the burning of an offering, also to ask for safe passage through the mountains. The coca leaf portion of our ceremony left me feeling this sense of calm and clarity, as well as like a really complete respect for these mountains. These shaman don't mess around. I feel very well protected afterwards and ready to get hiking. It's an offering, so I'll be safe. Asked the apus, the mountain gods, to guide us and protect us.
And you feel protected now?
I do. Good. Today we hit our highest pass. That was exciting. We came to the top of the Palomani Pass at almost 17,000 feet. I've been to the top of this pass 3 times now, and it's always exhilarating to get up there. The beauty is unrivaled. We did work up an appetite, and always we were so excited to see our lunch tent after descending the big pass. As on the first day, the minute we enter our cozy tent, the weather gods unleash the rain and wind, but we totally missed the whole thing while we were devouring our multi-course hot lunch. We feel totally spoiled. Today is the 4th day of our trek. Feeling strong, and while we did have some issues with altitude initially, nothing serious, which is why it's good to spend a couple days initially taking it easy and acclimatizing. But now we're up in the mountains and we are not descending below 14,000 feet. Our bodies are getting used to it and they're not struggling as much. Well, that doesn't mean we're moving at the speed of light. Hiking at these elevations is definitely slow going. We don't travel more than 8 miles a day, except for on our last day, which is downhill. It's also been amazing to take in these massive 20,000 foot mountains and their huge glaciers. You just can't believe the enormity of these Andean giants. These mountains, they evoke a sense of wonder, but also security. Hiking along, gazing up, you can't help but feel like they're guiding you along the way. And while all the mountains are pretty astounding here, today was pretty special. We came to a highlight today. Rainbow Mountain, or Vinicunca in Quechua. It sits at about 16,000 feet, and it's this multicolored mountain that's pretty astounding. In fact, people drive all the way from Cusco for a day trip here, which I think is like a 5-hour drive. So this is what all the cheaters do. They ride ATVs up to the Rainbow Mountain. And that's Rainbow Mountain, right? Over there. And there were a lot of others who were sharing the amazing views with us, but we felt pretty special continuing on while they went back down to get in their cars. So that was definitely a highlight today. I'll admit that normally I'm pretty depressed on the last day of a trek, and I never want it to end, and this trek is no exception. Maybe it's even more punishing because of what we saw yesterday. We thought Rainbow Mountain was the highlight, but right after descending from Rainbow Mountain, we came into the Red Valley, which is an enormous expanse of red-colored mountains and valleys that are peppered with the most vibrant green grass. It was kind of otherworldly, something I've never seen in my previous trips to this region, and it was a total surprise in the best way. You truly are sharing these mountains and trails with only a few others, and the rest is just for you. Today was a little longer in distance, but almost entirely downhill, descending more than 3,000 feet. This trek in particular is significant in that our crew travel with us, like I said, from lodge to lodge. It's great because you come to start noticing familiar faces and maybe even sharing some inside jokes. I loved that our lead horseman had his tiny dog with him. He even put a fancy little outfit on her for the last day. It was so cute. Anyway, this togetherness from lodge to lodge feels like a great way to connect with the locals.
Gracias, gracias. So you just finished the Ausangate Trek. How do you feel?
Strong. I feel great.
That's good.
Feel happy. Feel kind of sad to be leaving those mountains. They're so stupendous.
Yeah.
Like astounding. I like all the high passes. I like the challenge of getting to the top of a tall place and doing something difficult. But it's also really fun to share these experiences with other people, and when you do stuff like this, those interactions are way more meaningful than just your everyday interactions with your coworkers. It's really bonding. Overall impressions of this trek, definitely 10 out of 10, maybe even 11 out of 10. It's totally off the beaten path, truly astounding in terms of scenery, physically very challenging, and is uniquely poised to put you in touch with the locals in a way that other treks don't. Definitely not the Inca Trail in any way, shape, or form, and we're kind of proud of that. What I think we do really well here at Embark is give you the next level experience. We've taken the time and the energy to find you the genuine treks with authentic interactions with locals, and our guides are the best. We've spent a lot of time curating our guiding staff. The guide is what absolutely makes it. Anyone can hike in the mountains or visit some ancient ruins, but you need someone knowledgeable and passionate to take that experience to the next level, and that's exactly what our guides do. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video insightful and are inspired to walk this path yourself as well. Go to embarkexplorationco.com to see the full itinerary and book it today.